It's Meghan Markle again. Now, the issue here is that she wrote a letter to Charles explaining that explaining that she never meant to accuse them of racism in her Oprah interview, but she meant to raise awareness of unconscious bias within the royal family and
white privilege.
Yes. Right. That may be so. But she did go on Oprah Winfrey and say there was racism. So you can backtrack as much as you like, but it's there on tape. Secondly, her husband didn't stop that. He allowed her to say that. And so I feel increasingly that Meghan Markle's value is her attachment to the royal family, her fame, her income. And so the fact that this is coming out a week before the coronation, my suspicion is that something will come out the day before the coronation.
So this is Renee's point, and you were banging on about this morning. So tell us your theory.
So I just think, look, there's been a week of stories where she's not coming to the coronation, and now we've had the picture released yesterday of the Queen with all of her grandchildren, apart from Lilibet and Archie, of course, because they didn't get to spend any time with them before they died, which I think is horrific for them. And so Meghan is watching this from the States without a shadow of a doubt, thinking, no one's talking about me this week, and the coronation's coming up. What can I do? So one of her sources, it's always one of her sources, has leaked this letter. Well, no, she's got this other guy, hasn't she, who, it's got the funny name. Oh, dear. Obel, something like that.
Oh, yes, I know who you mean, yeah.
So someone's leaked this, and here she is accusing the King and the royal family.
Are you talking about Omid Scobie?
Yes, thank you.
There we are.
Of unconscious bias and racism. This is a country that was so excited by this mixed-race woman wedding into the monarchy that I actually went to a wedding party where we all sat, loads of us, and watched it together with some champagne and celebrated. The King walked her down the aisle.
I know, which was lovely.
Lovely, because she couldn't reconcile with her own father. You know, this is a woman who, as you rightly say, has now catapulted herself into mega-rich status from having done very well herself. And she's actually thinking to herself, oh, I need to be in the headlines. And I agree with you. I think coming up to this coronation, which is just 14 days away, we are going to see drip, drip, leak, leak, so that the Daily Telegraph today, which I think you've got over there, the Daily Telegraph today has got her next to the King as their front page.
As their front page.
Absolutely
I
massive.
question the editorial judgment of that, because I don't think I don't think it helps. I mean, why are we doing this? So here's the front page this morning. So you've got the King, and you've also got Meghan Markle there, featured together. This is 2 weeks, 14 days before the coronation. I don't want to see a picture of her at all.
She does. That is exactly what she wanted to see today.
But why is the Telegraph doing that?
It's not just in the Telegraph, it's in other papers as well. But yeah, front page on the Telegraph.
I'm surprised the Telegraph gave her front page on this story.
So am I.
I'm surprised. I can only imagine that they feel that there is a proportion of their readership who want to have this debate as we are, and they feel it's of significant enough value. I personally wouldn't have put it on the front page.
Neither would I.
Maybe page 4, 5, 6, saying she wrote a letter to the King. But I think the wider issue with Meghan is, I totally agree with you. I was so excited when she came onto the scene. I thought, this is brilliant. This really does show a sort of a modern world that we're in.
Yeah.
And I'm deeply, deeply disappointed. But in Prince Harry. I mean, when she says, nobody warned me, well, you were marrying the third in line. Why did he not warn you?
Well, she didn't know who he was.
Well, she claims she never Googled him.
The other thing about this is if she really does believe that this institution is so institutionally, unconsciously racist, why is she so determined that her children are Prince and Princess?
Well, that's a very good question, Renee. Because she likes the titles. I mean, the whole thing has to stop. So just into the run-up to the coronation, you know, I think it's great Harry's coming, and I said that on the talk, actually. I think it's great he's coming. I think, actually, maybe the penny's dropped and he's realised that he's messed up here and that he's coming back. I do hope he and William can sort it out. And I think William feels very hard done by the whole thing. I'm really pleased she's not coming either, because it would all be me, 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 wouldn't it, the whole time? But actually, at the end of the day, it's important that that Harry's there with his brother and with his father.
Yeah, that's the important thing from Charles's perspective. It's a family reunion at a crucial point, and that would resonate with families around the whole country. People fall out with each other, but they come together for weddings and funerals and
families are really tricky.
Complex.
Yeah. Really complex. You know, if I counted the number of times my brother and I used to fight each other and throw things at each other, I mean, they're innumerable, but at the end of the day, he's my brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I suspect it was also to do with the fact that as they are no longer working royals, they would not have had a front row seat as a couple. And perhaps the fact that she may have been put on row 3 or 4, that may have been thinking into why she's not coming as
I would
well.
have put her near the door.
Well, yeah.
On the door.